Hello. Hi guys, it's me. Hey. Hello. Harpy! Thank you so much for the tier 3 subscription. Holy shit. Thank you so much. I hope you're well. Hey guys. Hey Sprouty. Hey Morgana. Morgana, thank you for the 250 stream streak. I appreciate you. Hey Custard. Hi Mr. Spiny. Hey Holy. Hey Vans. Hey Mugs. Hey Chris. Yugi hello. Hey Nelly. Hi Nemo. Hey Neki. The music here is always a bomb. Yeah. Hi Taco. Hey Lolfish. How's it going? Hey Kanky. Hey Slats. How's it doing? How are you doing? Hey T-Kane. Vans, your head feels like it's on fire, but the rest of you feels cold. Ooh. A cold compress will help. At least it'll help your head, right? Feel better soon. Hey Pania, how you doing? Sorry I'm late today, guys. I think the stream's gonna go a little bit later because I've been told to be... Well, I keep meaning to be around for Mesa Mondays, although Mesa Mondays are a little bit up in the air at the moment because betrayal. So, unknown. We'll see. So, we'll do a bit of Lou later on. Got new internet, gone from 2.8 megabyte. Oh my god, that's a big jump. Hey Skenstrom. Hey Elle, how's it going? Hey Rob. Hi Hugo Glen Coco. The Senior Buns RP was great, by the way. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I love little things like that. I love moments like that, man. I was thinking yesterday, I was like, what if, like, we talk with Nino and there's, like, one day a week where LSPD, like, take over the cafe or something? Or, like, the coffee shop or something like that, right? Because how funny would it be if you're being, like, served coffee by, like, the fucking, I don't know, assistant chief of LSPD or some shit like that? Like, if we get members of LSPD just to go and staff it for a bit? Because we know from when we did Senior Buns as part of the subathon months ago that people are just like, oh my god, it's a cop, oh my god. Like, people forget that cops have like a life outside of obviously being a cop, right? Because some don't. Some, I guess some just, you know, straight up just cop all the time. But wouldn't it be funny if we just had officers working at a coffee shop? I'd do it. I'd fucking do that shit once a week. I'd be there. Nikki! Thank you for the 30 bits. I appreciate you. Trying to download Streamlabs? Wait, what do you mean trying? Then grab those warrants. That would be funny. Subathon was months ago, doesn't feel like it? Yeah, it was back in June, July. Hey, Naughty! A bit of community outreach. Exactly! Building bridges! But then also probably just being dicked on by customers, you know? Because it's pretty funny. You can hardly see the screen? Oh. Oh. Yeah, team building exercise? Yeah, it'd be really funny. Like, it'd be really funny if you had, like, I don't know, a cadet being the supervisor or something and bossing all the other like higher ranked officers around because they're in a coffee shop, right? I think that would be pretty funny. Tilly appearing out of nowhere as well. Yeah, that was that was funny. Hey, Odron. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed yesterday. I did enjoy yesterday. I think what you call it? Just doing random shit and just going off duty, doing random shit while on duty is like the way forward because I think ultimately Viv's just basically at a dead end. And it's just all people ever do is complain at her. No one ever actually speaks to her about good news. Which really fucking sucks, man, because it's like draining to hear everybody's negative thoughts about everything. And that comes from like in and out of PD, right? So just to completely switch off from that is fun. To be able to play Viv but switch off from that is fun. Like obviously the reason why Trig and Viv were at Senior Buns yesterday was pretty shitty, right? But like Viv just completely ignored the fact that that was happening until the end. Because it was a bit of fun. She was there for her friend and she was just trying to distract. I think that was the aim of Viv being at Senior Buns yesterday, was just trying to distract from what the fuck was going on. Then Peters walks in, asks what's going on, and I'm just, I don't know, man. I'm just here, like, I don't know. I personally hope Trig doesn't start being a cop, but whatever way that plans out, will be interesting for sure to roleplay. I think at this point it's safe to say that being Viv's one of Viv's partners is cursed. They all end up leaving forever and ever. Amen. Do you know how like Lou partners up with Antoine? Did you guys know? Not a lot of you were here way back, but Viv and Antoine used to be partners too. Way back when they both started out on Whitelist. We got a gold star actually from Daisy, because there was this big shootout that happened. Okay, so what happened is Nova was investigating some sus activity at the lumberyard, and it turned into an all-out shootout. They saw her and shot her. So obviously 78's got called up there. It was like late shift 3, so there was like hardly anyone around. So we ended up going up there, and Viv and Antoine were the ones left to do all the evidence and stuff, while suspects were pulled into like interrogation to find out what they were doing. And we got a gold star from Daisy because of that. Like way back in 3.0, way back. Like 2022, I think that was like early 2022, or maybe. Yeah. Pretty sure it was like early 2022. So you're saying Kingsley will end up leaving? Probably, or hating Viv. Like, there's like no two ways about it. You become a partner with Viv, you're gonna either end up leaving. Like, I mean, like, Cannoli's gone, right? So, you end up just fucking leaving. Ghost. Would Viv take Lieutenant again if asked? Yeah. So, yeah, I think she would, but, like, what's she gonna do, man? She can't do anything anyway. It's not like she'll run shift 1, because Maxwell will run shift 1. The idea of a lieutenant is that they're supposed to be the lead of the shift, right? The captain is basically the high command representative for the shift. But let's be honest, with the track record of what's happened throughout the entirety of 4.0 and in 3.0, Viv's told, hey, you run this or you look after this, do whatever, and then gets like the rug pulled under her every fucking time. It's like, hey, do this, do more of this. Actually start punishing people. It's fuck around, find out, but not like that though. We very nearly had the whole, but not like that, when fucking Moss found out we'd fired Alana. Holy shit. Like, the fact she even considered that we shouldn't have done that blew my mind. Because it was a lieutenant and 2 sergeants who had basically talked and come to the conclusion, hey, she's had enough chances at this point. She's a fucking PPO. So the captains essentially LTs now? No, I don't think they are, but because Trig wasn't. Trig didn't run Shift 1. He was the high command representative for Shift 1, right? But he didn't run Shift 1. Maxwell did, but I see Maxwell still doing what she does now as a captain, which is exactly the same as what she did as a sergeant, as a lieutenant. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know if there's no point really in Viv being a fucking lieutenant, because what is she going to do? What is she going to be allowed to do? Like, Peters gave Viv, like, basically said, go full Viv on people, which I think people think full Viv is a lot worse than it actually is, because, I mean, how many times have we actually pulled out disciplinary on someone? We did it to Jack. We sent him off when he screamed in Viv's face, which was, you know, that was standard. We've dapped D. Like, what else have we actually fucking done? I don't know. Because the hilarious thing about everything, and the reason why I don't think she'll get it, is because they need to do this to prove their point, is that they said they were removing Viv from Lieutenant. I don't know if you guys remember this, but they were removing her from Lieutenant because they wanted other people to step up. So by other people, they meant Maxwell. If they put Viv back in that position, they basically were saying, hey, we want to promote Maxwell up above you. We don't want her to skip ranks, so we're going to move you down to move her up to then eventually move her up again. But nobody else. But they told Viv the reason why she was being moved down was so that other people could step up. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really seen anyone fucking step up. Like, no one trains. It's still just fucking Maxwell. I only brought back on my fucking FTO shit so I could train up Kingsley. I'm probably gonna end up getting roped into the fucking training again. Who else is training? Everybody's putting their foot down. Stevie doesn't even FTO. Do you know what I mean? The only people fucking FTOing are the people who were here in 3.0. Like, we've had enough of that fucking shit, man. If you're going to join the PD, put something back into it. Holy crap. Oh, it's so fucking annoying. It's so annoying. Like, I would love to just, like, you know, let loose and play a character who doesn't give a fuck and do that. But I feel bad for holding a spot within PD and not giving back into it. But then there's other people that do that shit. So why do I feel bad for doing that? Everybody that Haley hired for, like, the last 2 hirings as well, she made sure that they were going to move on to training. And the thing is, there's a track record with training. You had fucking Dana did it. She was like, yeah, I want to take this over kind of thing. Took a lead on it for like a month or so and then fucked off. Forte's done exactly the same. And I said from the beginning of 4.0, we'll help out as far as we can to get someone who wants to do that sort of thing in the position of running the fucking, you know, P&T shit. And then we're just gonna step back. Yeah, we'll train and we'll like fucking evaluate people. But we're not running fucking P&T. Like, there are so many role players. Like, somebody else can fucking take that on, man. It's not a job that anyone wants to do because it's not really like a roleplay part at that point, you know? Ugh. Everyone wants to sit in an interview, though. Yeah, everyone wants to do that part. Everyone wants to go to an academy to fuck around and pretend that they're a crim for a day. But no one actually wants to do the actual work. Which pisses me off. Roshanovich! Thank you so much for the 3 stream streak. I appreciate you. Charlotte was stepping up and it was also a case of not like that. Yeah, like she did some serious investigations and then it was all of a sudden like, no, but not like that though. I'm kind of tired of the whole, do this, but not like that. You know? Tiring. You just never know where you stand. And now the unfortunate thing is basically Traeger's now finding out that, hey, no matter how secure you might be, you never really know where you stand. Because I thought about it and he'd, like, you know... Like, it was made into a big deal. Like, there was this huge gap that was missing in Shift 1 High Command. And I don't get it, because there wasn't. Like, okay, if you want an excuse to promote someone, just say that they're doing really good work and then promote them. But it made it sound, the way that Moss worded it, and then the way that Maxwell had said his speech after, it made it sound like there was this huge gap that needed filling, and that there was absolutely nobody else who could do that. There was technically 2 people in the position that were doing that. And that was Peters and fucking Treg, who were there basically daily, right? I don't have an issue with Maxwell being promoted. The reasoning for it was kind of shitty, because it made out that there was a huge ass issue right now. And I'm going to be honest, if they're looking for issues, they need to start looking towards other shifts, because, I mean, shift 2 doesn't really have the high command representation. So, although I have noticed that Peters is around in shift 2 now. So I'm wondering if, do you remember when Nino was looking for an ass chief and said that they had to be shift 2? I'm wondering if Nino's had that sort of input. I don't know. There's no point in going to PD. We might as well just stay here until fucking reset. Also feels like they're gonna offload stuff onto Maxwell anyway. I don't think they will. I personally, I don't see what Maxwell's going to need to do. Like, I don't... Okay. So I'm gonna be very honest. I don't understand what High Command does at the moment, other than check up on us. Like, when it comes to, like, we had that conversation with Nino the other day about, like, the FOIA process and shit. So, when it comes to shit like that, and the warrants and stuff like that, the SOPs for that sort of shit were made by Command. We know that because I was one of them, right? Where's the shit that the High Command... I'm kind of bored. I'm just gonna be honest, I'm kind of bored. I don't see where anything's going. I feel like everything's kind of stopped. I still need to pay back 150k to LSPD. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe high command sees issues that others don't and that promotion attempts to fix it. If there are issues that need fixing and high command haven't communicated that with command, there's an issue. A promotion's not going to help that because they had 3 people that could have spoken to shift 1 and said, hey, there's an issue here. Do you see what I mean? I don't like, I think, you know, progression wise, it makes sense that Maxwell's the next one up, right? I think from what I witnessed yesterday, they were clambering for a reason. Like, they were clutching at straws for a reason to do it. It was a done deal by the sounds of it, but the reasoning for it relied heavily upon throwing Trig and Peters under the bus, basically saying, there's a big gap here. This person talks to a lot of people out in the field and knows the problems, blah, 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 blah. Really? Because, I mean, Viv does a lot of that, right? Trig does a lot of that. We all do a lot of that. So that's not a problem because we all feed back to LSPD. Hey, this has become an issue. I've heard this from multiple people. We need to stop doing this and start doing this, right? So there's a lot of us doing that anyway. The policies and stuff like that, there's a lot of people in command that do that. There's a lot of people in high command that do that. So that's sorted. That's not the issue. The communication thing, adding one more person into the mix to do... I'm going to be honest, Viv has not forgotten about finding out from Eugene that Maxwell bitched to fucking Moss about shit. And Eugene said, Moss told her to talk to you about it. We still haven't had that communication. Viv still hasn't been told by Maxwell how bad of a job she's doing. You know? How that she shouldn't probably be in her position or whatever the fuck she said. So how's that? Okay, so alright, so there's an issue with communication. We had 2 high command members. Adding a third, is that really gonna... We've now got 3 shift 1 high command members. I'm so confused. So confused. So yeah, I don't think they're going to offer Viv Lieutenant. I don't think that for 1 minute. I think they're going to end up giving it to Stevie. To prove the point that they were allowing other people, in quotation marks, to step up. So. And Viv, for 6 months, has sat at sergeant, has been accused of not doing her job as a sergeant, but not been spoken to. Has been continuing to do her job as a sergeant and been told she's an asset for shift. What? Those words are empty. Like, this is why I hate the compliment shit, right? And this is why, in real life, I hate that stuff too. It's because those words and compliments like that are quite often pretty empty. When they can't actually highlight what you're doing. So, like, I could ask, actually. I think maybe the next time someone actually makes that comment towards Viv, I think we say, for what? I think we do the classic, for what? And actually get them to explain why she's doing a good job in terms of... I don't think people know what Viv does. I think they say it because they think it's going to appease Viv. That's not... The way to appease Viv would just be to be like, hey, when I tell you can do something, I'm not going to go back on it. I'm going to back you all the way. Instead of doing the whole, yeah, go for it. Oh, but not like that. Oh, shit. No, not like that, though. Yeah, that would be better for Viv rather than, you're great. We can't lose you. Yada, yada, yada. Hey, Harry. Hey, Dylan. Hey, Serial. Hey, Variant. People often vent because they're stressed, not because it's objectively true. I mean, that's true. That is true. But when people are stressed, right? Say there's 3 separate groups of people, not affiliated with each other at all. They're all stressed. They all come and complain about the same thing. There is therefore an element of truth there, right? How are three separate groups of people who are not affiliated in any way with each other coming forward with the same complaint? If there's not an element, I'm not saying entirely true, but an element of truth. A lot of people can't deal with confrontation. Yeah, confrontation's not that. It's not something that I enjoy role playing. Sometimes it's fun to be as dramatic as fuck though. Like that time when we turned up to BCSO and just started yelling. Sometimes it's really fun to just do that. That's a lot of fun. But when you're role playing PD, you can't really get away from confrontation. Basically, every interaction is confrontation. Because you've got to confront people out in the public and stop them from doing what they're doing, whether they like it or not. So, this is such a funny conversation to have with this in the background, music-wise. Would you want to have a talk with them and actually be blunt and say how you feel? Yeah, so I think essentially, I think if Viv gets offered lieutenant, or if someone actually asks, I'm not gonna seek them out, because I think people think that Viv's only there for rank, and ultimately, she's there to do her job, and the same way everybody wants recognition, Viv just wants recognition in the respect of, we're going to support you to do what you need to do. That's the way that people could show Viv respect is just by supporting her doing what she needs to do. Because it's infuriating being complained at. When I say complained at, by the way, I don't mean just the public, because high command do it too. So you've got it from lower ranks complaining that, you know, shit ain't right with like SOPs, or they're coming across problems with this, that, and the other, which is fair enough. Then you've got to deal with high command complaining that the lower ranks aren't doing what they should do. Then you've got to deal with the worst position to be in PD, by the way, is command, 100%. Because then you've got to deal with the general public complaining that cops are bad. Then you've got to deal with government factions having issues with either particular cops or the way that we handle situations, whatever the fuck, right? High command's complaints generally they should only come from, like, other government factions and commands. The fact that it should be command that meet with the general public. High command should be the ones doing, like, press conferences and shit. And the whole people get punished by command, so people go straight to high command to complain about it still happens and always will. That's not, I'm like, the way that I'm talking, by the way, guys, isn't even about, like, this iteration of high command. It's the same for, like, every high command. And if we had another focus for Viv, I think we'd be fine, but it's hard to pull Viv away from things when she's the way that she is, and people naturally gravitate towards her. Does that make sense? So, like, Viv could step away from command, and we've contemplated this in the past. We're still contemplating it now. Viv steps away from command, she still has everybody going to her. Viv, no longer LT. Still, 5 months later, she was still getting called LT. She was still having people, because that's how people saw her. They weren't doing it on purpose or to dig or anything. They just, you know, that's how people saw her, or they genuinely forgot, whatever the fuck. It don't really matter. High command is being transformed right now. I will believe that when I see it. All I see so far is that they shit on 2 people to pull in a third for shift 1. Instead of, I don't know, maybe demoting one of them first or speaking to them and saying, hey, can you focus on this? And we'll have Maxwell focus on this, you know? It, it was like a very public shit on moment. So Viv kind of understands where Trig's coming from with that one. It's like, so the reason why the shit with Viv and Nino hit hard was because randomly a lot of the city, or sorry, a lot of the state somehow knew that Viv was gonna be chief. And when all of a sudden a new chief walked in, everybody knew that Viv was no longer chief. Other than Viv, until she walked into the same person. So it's the public side of that shit. It's like when Ruby got demoted in the fucking kitchen. The public shit, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. Ugh. Even Zolo knew? Yeah. Yeah. Nino is forcing rapid change. Yeah, I don't see any change happening, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see anything getting any different, and I think we're just gonna go through another 3 months of the way it's been for the last 3 months. I'm just happy that there's not the drama. Like, Viv just wants to get on with the fucking job, you know? The whole BCSO, LSPD shit, it just got it got exhausting. Because that was the way that 3.0 was in some respects too. And the thing is it's not a case of, you know, it's a whole department versus a whole other department. It was a couple of members, basically high command of one department versus high command of another department. And then everybody else, whether they liked it or not, including Viv, who wanted nothing to do with it, was basically put in the middle. So you couldn't really avoid it, you know? Reset's happening. It's reset time. So yeah. Hey, Strawberry. He's not helping LSPD? Well, I don't think it's Nino's job to help LSPD, and it shouldn't have been, and he shouldn't have been doing as much as he had done before, you know? And High Command shouldn't rely on him as much either. I find it odd how much was relied upon and how, like, it makes sense, okay? So it makes sense for, like, High Command and... Because we proposed this to Nino. High Command and the Mayor to, like, catch up probably, like, once a week-ish. It would make sense. But for, I think... There was, as much as we don't know, because, like, obviously we don't know the context of conversations and stuff that happens,